Coach, how excited are you for this night? I mean, it's been a while since you've coached a regular season game in the National Hockey League. What's it mean to you personally to have this night?
I'm very calm, but very excited. Yeah, it's great to be back, but it's not about today. It's been a while now. I mean, we've been at camp for a long time. We worked hard this summer as a staff, so it's time. That's where it's exciting. It's time to get going with the real games, with the real roster, and measure ourselves against real NHL teams.
Is it fair to expect like an adjustment period for these guys with a new system, like 5 games, 10 games, or do you think that they should be able to hit the ground running today?
No. Like I said, we've had very little practice time with the entire team. You know, you start with 50-some players, and you got to cut some guys, give a chance to some players to show what they've got, to see if they can fill our lineup. And now, you know, it's only been a few practices with the team, but I had quite a few meetings. That's why I wasn't on the ice today. They've had enough of me. I think it's time for them to have a clear mind. Game day, the plan is clear. We've practiced what we could. We've crammed everything we could up to now, but I think now it's time for a clear mind and trust the players that they're excited about this. They're ready. This is as ready as I think we can be for the circumstances of a new coach, new players, new system. I really like what our leadership core has been able to do in the last weeks. They've more than participated. They were ahead of the game, and I think a lot of our younger players trying to make the team benefited from that.
The game is always evolving. What would you say has been one of the biggest philosophical differences for you from when you're in Tampa to now? And also the fact that you're coming back to the NHL, that's a bit lower scoring now, a little more defensive than you were last year.
Well, there's two things that started a few years back when I was in Tampa, but you could see now it's very pronounced in the tendencies that first is the involvement of defensemen. You could see now that defensemen are involved on breakouts. They jump into the play. They're involved in transition. It's a quick transition game now. They're involved in a forecheck is probably the biggest thing I find. You'll see Toronto tonight. Their defensemen are very involved in the forecheck, very aggressive. They pinch. And I think that changed also because of the rules. Everybody's adapted now after a few years of new rules. You could see that it's a puck retrieval game for defensemen, so it's tougher for bigger, slower defensemen than it used to. So everybody's looking for puck retrieval defensemen to transition the puck, to be first on puck, because it's harder and harder to get that. So I think the speed of defensemen, the involvement of defensemen offensively, and also defensively in terms of pinching and being involved, that's clear. The other thing, too, is I find is the neutral zone is just jammed. It doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter which systems they do. I'm not talking forecheck. Forecheck and neutral zone coverage is different, but in terms of neutral zone coverage, whether it's a 2-3, 1-1-3, a 1-3-1, a 1-2-2, it's you see the 5 guys there, very connected, very tight, and it's very difficult to get through. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why it's a less of a scoring league now, because teams are well coached and the players are really good defensively now, and they're hard to get through because it's a 5-man picture with every team.
Guy, c'est Mark Crawford qui est dirigé l'entraînement matin. Est-ce que c'est ça qu'on va voir pendant les journées de match? C'est Crawford qui va pas mal diriger ou c'est juste exceptionnel à ce matin?
Non, moi je suis pas un gars de routine. Je déteste être un esclave de la routine. J'aime ça changer les choses. Aujourd'hui, c'est parce que je sens que moi j'ai tout fait ce que je pouvais faire. Les joueurs m'ont vu assez. On a eu beaucoup de meetings, plus que une équipe normale, parce qu'on avait besoin d'en avoir. On avait évidemment, comme j'ai dit tantôt en anglais, une nouvelle équipe, nouveau coach, nouveau système. À un moment donné, ça fait beaucoup de meetings, ça vient lourd. Alors, je me suis retiré parce qu'il n'y avait pas d'enseignement à faire ce matin. C'était plutôt un genre d'étirement puis d'échauffement. Alors, je pense que c'est ces moments-là que je ne veux pas non plus... je veux pas devenir lourd pour les joueurs. C'est une journée où il y a beaucoup d'émotions. Les gars sont excités, mais il faut avoir la tête claire. Alors, j'avais pas besoin d'être là.
Je sais que tu l'as mentionné en anglais, mais par rapport à toi, ton excitation de faire ton retour officiel dans la Ligue nationale, ça se joue comment ce soir?
Ben, je suis très enthousiaste, très excité, mais je suis très calme aussi. J'ai déjà vécu. Alors pour moi, il est temps. On a eu beaucoup de préparation. On a passé tous les tests préparés. Le temps de mettre le staff en place. Ça fait longtemps qu'on pratique maintenant. J'avais hâte d'avoir nos joueurs. Il fallait prendre des décisions parce qu'on a des trous, on a des blessures majeures à notre alignement, ce qui fait qu'il fallait prendre des décisions difficiles. Donc, c'était des bonnes décisions, c'était un bon exercice de voir ces jeunes-là, mais il était temps qu'on aille notre équipe. Là, puis c'est ce qui me rend très excité aujourd'hui de voir qu'on on a descendu au nombre requis, puis on commence pour vrai.
Dean, are you able to finalize your roster this morning?
Yeah, we're going to go 12-6. Shabbat will be the extra D taking the warm-up in case something happens. Pompel will be out.
Do you expect Carlson's game to change at all? I know you want a fast pace, so you want shorter shifts and whatnot. Will that affect him either offensively or anything that you plan to do with how you use him?
No, I've stated before, I always go with my player's strengths. I mean, every player has to improve, so it's not Eric or Turris or anybody else specifically that needs to turn it around 180 degrees. Absolutely not. I think when you've got the best offensive defenseman in the world, you certainly don't want that to change. I think as a team, we want to get better defensively. As a team, we want to be structured. So whether it's Eric or anybody else, we got the same approach, and Eric's been unbelievable since day one. He comes back from the Swedish team, and he wanted to be part of the meetings. So he was on Skype with us. He wanted that. He's been very involved. His leadership was I was very impressed, to be honest with you. His practices were really hard. The minute he came back, he wanted to practice on that Wednesday where he could have got 4 days off. So very involved, very dedicated, off ice too. And so in that respect, I think right now I just want him to lead in what he does best. And the rest will take care of it as a team. And we've got 23 players. We need 23 ways to coach. Whether it's Eric or anybody else, I think anybody will get different type of coaching because of their roles, because of the amount of minutes, and because of the circumstances. But I think up to now, for us, he's shown terrific leadership, and he's really involved. He's all in, and I couldn't be more impressed.